welcome back to my channel. My name is Afia. This is Afia Supremacy, and you are watching the first episode of Crochet and Pop Culture. What's crochet and pop culture? I love to crochet. I've been crocheting since I was 8 years old, and it's really been a tool to help me process emotions and become more mindful in my everyday life. It's also really helped me with patience and also delayed gratification. So if you find that you're struggling with that, crochet is a great resource for you, seriously. And in addition to loving crochet, I also love pop culture. Who doesn't love to talk about celebrities? Who doesn't love to talk about new music that's coming out? Just like random drama, just stuff to pass the time, like stuff to kiki about. All the media and art that is pushed out is really just a commentary on the world at large and the greater like zeitgeist, the greater culture and temperature that we are currently at. So I think that it's always great to look at pop culture and see what's going on here, how do we apply this to what is going on in people's like real daily lives, seeing everyone's different perspectives on a situation, because that can really tell you so much about a person. So we are going to get to know each other really well through this series. On our first episode of Crochet and Pop Culture, we will be talking about Taylor Swift, Kayla Nicole, and Halloween Gate, okay? Cardi B's Am I the Drama? Spoiler alert, yes. Renee and Tim and Akira and all that mess. What side of TikTok am I on for me to be having missing out on this the whole time? Sydney Sweeny, American Eagle, and just the pendulum swinging both ways. And if we're going to be talking about that, we have to mention Mamdani. And we're going to end things off with the queen, Nicki Minaj, and talk about everything that is going on with her, because she's been running this whole pop culture game for a minute, and she's definitely running the internet as we speak. So let's get into it. So this week, randomly, it just decided to get cold, and this is my first winter in my apartment. My floors are really cold, so I am going to be crocheting some cute little booties. Maybe I'll put a picture up of what I'm going to be making. Just some regular basic yarn that I'm really trying to get rid of. Yeah, nothing too cute. They're just going to be booties for me to walk around the apartment with. And I'm also going to be using just my regular old crochet hook, 10 millimeter. Taylor Swift and Kayla Nicole. Okay, first off, I'm just gonna say it. I was never a Taylor Swift fan. Okay, I may have liked she wears short skirts, I wear t-shirt, but I was never a Taylor Swift fan. I really never enjoyed the brand, and it never really seemed authentic to me. I never believed that she was like country and bullied and like the awkward girl. And come to find out, that was all a lie. She never was country bullied or the awkward girl. And I also love Kayla Nicole. I only learned who she was through this whole like debacle, even spanning like months back, when she was brought up. Every single time Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce was brought up, people would bring up Kayla Nicole. Kayla Nicole is so strong because like you get out of this relationship and it's something that is just constantly, your name is constantly brought up, your ex is constantly brought up, like your names are constantly together, especially with so many Swifties hurling hate at Kayla Nicole. She's just such a strong woman. She's kept it cute through all of this. What Beyonce say? Always stay gracious. Best revenge is your paper. She is an amazing example, and she's also inspired me to look into Legree, okay, because she looked amazing. So, with Secret Life of a Showgirl coming out and Fate of Ophelia, that terrible, terrible song, coming out, the writing was bland, okay? Her music is always bland, and it just doesn't hit the mark. Fate of Ophelia does not hit the mark. Her writing has gotten to the point like this stuff is so obvious, and she writes like she's spoon feeding her audience. Like Do you still think that you're writing for 12-year-olds? Or has your audience grown with you and maybe you can also expand on your talent? It's either that or she just doesn't have the depth. But the song was bad. To just sit there comparing yourself to your partner's ex, you can go get a little skinny BBL. Okay, if you want to, you don't have to be upset about anything. You definitely don't have to be this upset to the point where you make a whole song about it. And it's overshadowing your entire album release. You should be focused on yourself, not Kayla Nicole. Anyways, Kayla Nicole's clapback was amazing. She won Halloween, obviously. She had that song stuck in everyone's head. I definitely listened to it after Halloween. I know you listened to it after Halloween. I cannot wait to see how this turns out. Taylor Swift most likely won't respond because, like, what is she gonna say? Like, if she says anything in response to this, she's definitely gonna look so pressed. So you cannot respond, you know? You just kind of have to, like, smile and wave, boys. So next we are talking about Miss Cardi B. Oh, Cardi. Cardi is the kind of artist who I'll listen to if she comes on, but I'd never really put her songs on. So, in anticipation of making this video, I actually sat down and listened to the album. It was kind of a waste of time, honestly. I didn't really like the album. There were only a few songs that I liked, and a few was an exaggeration. There was like one song that I liked on there that I was really like, okay, like this is a good song. But yeah, that album came and went, and that's another reason why that album came and went, because there wasn't any songs on there that were really memorable. The drama that she had with the rollout, with her being pregnant and barefoot and on the subway and in the street and everything, that was more memorable. The drama was more memorable than the album. So she is the drama because she's definitely not the soundtrack. Because if she's not the drama, she's not trending, unfortunately. Yeah, I definitely would not have listened to this album if it wasn't for this video. I don't understand how anyone could ever say that Cardi B is on Nicki Minaj's level. The way people are willing to lie has to be studied. There's a reason it didn't outstream Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday 2, and that's because it just simply was not that good. And I'll like give it to Cardi, you know, she took however many years it was off and she still did pretty good, but like let's not sit here and play in Nicki's face. I don't think that you can have the title best rapper and you're not writing your raps. So until that happens, Cardi B, you're never going to be best rapper in my book, okay? You're never going to be the queen of rap. But what I will say is one of the better songs on this album is her diss track to Bia, and it was a heavy hitter on the album. Cardi B said, "Name 5 Bia songs." Bia came back and said, "Fine, I'll give you 16." Bia dropped her album and it's actually pretty good. I can actually name songs off of that album. Okay, let me name 5 Bia songs. Okay, off the cuff. I didn't prepare. I did not prepare for this. Whole Lot of Money. Whole Lot of Money remix with Nicki Minaj. Guava, October. Those two were from her new album. Bia. I think she has a song Bia Bia. And those are my 5. I named 5 Bia songs. I Will Not Die. For real, actually, like Bia's album was actually really good and it had substance, okay? It had something that she was really giving the girls, and it was completely different from other music that we're currently hearing. Like, there definitely were some faster songs, some songs for partying, but there was also songs that were just for like actually listening to and hearing, and it was kind of like you're talking to a friend. So I really love Bia's album, and I think that you should definitely check it out. I love how me talking about Cardi's album became a promo for Bia's album. Okay. I recorded that entire video, okay, some of my best material, I go to edit. As soon as I start talking about Brene and Tim, the audio just cuts out for the rest of the video. I think the mic died, but I charged it this time. Fingers crossed. Okay, we are back to episode 1 of Crochet and Pop Culture. Okay, so Brene and Tim and Akira, this story is so low vibrational. I feel so sorry for that lady. This story is so low vibrational. He really plotted on that lady's husband and took her husband, but then that lady took her to the bank. I don't want to get too down and dirty in the details. I feel like there's enough people on YouTube and on TikTok and possibly even on Twitter that are doing that. But what I do want to talk about in reference to pop culture is this the first time a TikTok scandal has been put in People magazine? People magazine is usually for like celebrities, politicians, like CEOs, like, and now there's like TikTok stars in People magazine. That's shameless plug. If you are watching this and enjoying my content, make sure to mosey on over to my socials and follow all of them. It is a Thea Supremacy everywhere. We haven't had a public trial like this in so long. A public trial that is salacious, one that has a lot of money involved, one that has to do with famous people. People are literally driving to the courthouse and going to the case. I don't necessarily knock them. I don't think that they're doing anything bad. They're literally watching the birth of a new niche. People that will be going to court trials and breaking it down. They are not journalists, they are not lawyers, they are content creators, and they are just watching the trial and giving their opinion, telling their experience, giving the tea, and that's all. But I do really think that it's just going to change the landscape when it comes to. I'm just going to, yeah, I love that it's going to change the landscape when it comes to. It's going to change the landscape. It's really just going to change the land. I think that this scandal being in People magazine just like solidifies that and shows such a great example. Like, when has just a random internet beef ever been in People magazine? They don't have other stories to tell. Think about how many celebrities there are, how many politicians there are, and they didn't have a better story than Brene and Tim. Yeah, we really are in the downfall of celebrity. Speaking of the downfall of celebrity, let's get into Sydney Sweeny and her jeans. And I just want to say that I never liked American Eagle. I don't really like brands that always broadcast their branding and logo everywhere. Like, I feel like I'm paying them to advertise for them. So I don't like to wear a lot of things that have brands on them. And so that's why I don't really like American Eagle. Um, Sydney Sweeney seems to love American Eagle though, and their jeans. She decided to make a an allegedly eugenics themed commercial, and honestly, it was just a canary in a coal mine. It was signaling like hateful rhetoric, a hateful culture. Like, I don't know, I'm kind of feeling vindicated in this moment because, like I said, I never really got the hype for Taylor Swift, and now everyone is like, oh, rah, 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 Taylor Swift. I never got the hype for Sydney Sweeney. Now everyone is like, oh, rah, 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 Sydney Sweeney. You know? So, like, I'm feeling really vindicated, and I am feeling like I really have my finger on the pulse. And I think you can really tell this because, like, Zendaya is refusing to do press with her. Okay, Zendaya does not want to be around that girl. I wouldn't want to be around her either. She's bland and she's boring and she needed something to keep her in the press, okay? She can't keep talking about how she's poor and broke forever. She can't keep talking about how she's financially struggling forever, okay? That's not a good look. So she needed another shtick. And right now, MAGA is some low hanging fruit. They needed a young mascot, and now they have one. 2016, I don't think that ad would have been able to fly. In 2015, definitely not. In 2020, definitely not. We are just in a different time completely because how in the hell is she able to do that? I can't mention that Sydney Sweeny ad without mentioning Mamdani's win. Definitely another canary in the coal mine. And after all that BS, okay, that's been happening, I feel like this is a canary in the coal mine that the pendulum is switching, that it is swinging back, and can we have a fighting chance, okay? I'm excited to see a blue wave, okay? It's needed. We can't take any more American Eagle Dreams ads. Nicki Minaj. Ugh, even with all of her craziness and her antics, nobody is doing it like her. Cardi B could not sell her, and that's who all of these corporate giants were trying to pin against her. And Cardi B can't do it, and it's looking like no one's doing it at the moment. So she is still the queen of rap. I do not believe that Nicki Minaj is schizophrenic. It's just like allegedly another hate train starting up. This is just rumors in the media. I do not at all believe that this woman is schizophrenic. When she was doing all of the crazy colors and costumes and voices and personas, nobody called her schizophrenic, okay? She's been doing crazy stuff for decades at this point, and she was never called schizophrenic. Now, all of a sudden, she's beefing with Jay Z. She's beefing with this one. She's beefing with that one. And now all of a sudden she's schizophrenic. No, they're just trying to smear her and slander her in the media, allegedly. Okay. I don't think that she's schizophrenic. If she's schizophrenic, then why is she only just schizophrenic? Why wasn't she schizophrenic for decades?